How's it going, guys? My name is Yansel. Welcome back to my channel. Today's topic is going to be about vocal production, and I'm particularly excited for today's video because I'm going to be showcasing a song I've co-produced with a brilliant upcoming musician and producer from the Netherlands and a good friend of mine called Thomas Preda. And the song we're going to be using for our case study today is his first single called What's Love. So let's get into it. Okay, so here is the Logic session for What's Love. Our tempo is at 116 BPM. Now, before we start adding any effects in and processing the vocals, the first step should be to mix the vocals in, just the way they are, in context with the entire song. This way you know exactly what to prioritize. And for a lively hip-hop song like this, I've decided that the vocal is the main element that should be in the forefront of this mix. And right underneath in the list of importance will be our ad-libs. And you can mix them according to taste depending on what your priorities are. Now let's look at the vocal processing. I'm going to show you guys the chorus because the processing chain is pretty much the same for all the other vocal stems. First, we start off with some pitch correction with the root at A and our scale at natural minor, with our response at 40.4 milliseconds, meaning our pitch correction is working at near full capacity. Right underneath that, we have some EQ, cutting out the lows at 125 Hz. We're boosting the frequencies at 350 a tad bit, and we're boosting a lot at 800 as well, and at 8000 Hz too with the high shelf to add some grit. And I used a very narrow bell curve to cut out some unwanted frequencies at around 985 Hz, just to help clean up the vocal a bit. Next, we have a compressor with the threshold set at -20 dB, our ratio at 2.5 to 1, our knee at 0.7, so this is kind of the default setting once you open the compressor, our attack at 10 milliseconds, and our release at 100 milliseconds. This is so we get no more than -5 dB of volume reduction, and our distortion mode is on the soft mode. And once these settings have been finalized, I've duplicated the compressor on the channel rack. This is so we get some extra fullness and fatness from the vocal. Lastly, I've got a saturator with some tube and tape saturation, very subtle amounts just to get some crunchiness in. Next up, with our bus sends, we have a little bit of reverb. As you can see, I use Space Designer with this preset, but the delay is at 0 milliseconds, our size at 120%, dry knob all the way down, and our wet knob at -15 dB. And right underneath the reverb, we have an EQ cutting out some lows, increasing the highs just to clean it up a bit. And right underneath the reverb send, we have a delay send with our delay speed set to half notes, our feedback at 17%, our dry knob at 40%, and wet knob at 35%. And as with cleaning up the reverb, I've cleaned up the delay as well, removing some lows and low mids, removing some of the highs too at around 7000 Hz, and increasing some high mids at around 1970 Hz. Now that we've gone through the plugins list, let me show you guys a before and after by turning on each of the individual plugins one by one.
Tell me, baby, what's love? You play a role in my life and that's forever. So me that we gon' ride it out together. Remember that time when times were better. My baby, what's love? Tell me, baby, what's love? You play a role in my life and that's forever. So me that we gon' ride it out together. Remember that time when times were better. My baby, what's love? Tell me, baby, what's love? You play a role in my life and that's forever. So me that we gon' ride it out together. Remember that time when times were better. My baby, what's love? Tell me, baby, what's love? You play a role in my life and that's forever. So me that we gon' ride it out together. Remember that time when times were better. My baby, what's love? Tell me, baby, what's love? You play a role in my life and that's forever. So me that we gon' ride it out together. Remember that time when times were better. My baby, what's love? Tell me, baby, what's love? You play a role in my life and that's forever. So me that we gon' ride it out together. Remember that time when times were better. My baby, what's love? Tell me, baby, what's love? You play a role in my life and that's forever. So me that we gon' ride it out together. Remember that time when times were better. My baby, what's love?
Here's a useful tip that I learned when I was first starting out with vocal processing, and that is to automate your reverb, or in this case, delay sends. More specifically, increasing the delay send during important words or phrases, or decreasing them during very word-heavy lyrical sections.
Tell me, baby, what's love? You play a role in my life and that's forever. So me that we gon' ride it out together. Remember that time when times were better. My baby, what's love? My baby, what's love?
Another interesting technique that I love using on vocals and pretty much any element within a song is reverse reverb.
Now tell me, baby, what's love? Now tell me, baby, what's love?
So let me show you guys how I made the reverse reverb. First step is to duplicate a section of your main vocal. So in this instance, I'm gonna use the starting section of the main chorus, and I'm gonna find a section in the beginning syllables or vowels that I can use to add reverb to. So once I've found my syllable or vowel that I'm gonna add reverb to, this is what it sounds like as of right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out our bus sends since we don't need them. Instead, what I'm going to do is add some reverb directly into the channel rack. And I'm going to choose a delay preset. I'm just going to tweak them so I get a very massive delay. Take down the dry knob and increase the wet knob. And what I'm going to do is then bounce this audio into place. First step is to hold Command U to engage the repeat cycle on this audio. Then I'm going to click on the audio and hit bounce to place, and with these settings right here. So here we have now our bounced reverberated vocal. Let's see what it sounds like. So as you can tell, this reverse reverb is not in pitch with the rest of the vocal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the pitch on this transpose section here. Just going to turn it up a bit. And once we have our tuned reverse reverb audio, I'm going to hit reverse. So the reverse function basically is what helps give that reverse reverb that emerging effect. Next, I'm going to line up the reverse reverb audio in line and right at the start of the main vocal section. And I'm just going to take out any section of the audio that I do not need. I might add some fade ins just to smooth out the vocal.
Tell me, baby, what's love?
And I've added a little EQ just to clean up this reverse reverb a bit. And this is what it sounds like.
Tell me, baby, what's love? Tell me, baby, what's love?
And there you have it. So I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you did, let me know by subscribing and liking this video and leaving your thoughts in the comments below. Also, I'll leave streaming and YouTube links for this song, What's Love, along with Thomas's social media so you can show him your support. And as always, I thank you guys for watching this video to the very end, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.